I'm the airline guy. Do this signal and then
Yeah.
walk to the next exit. Yeah. Do
Love it.
not take the computer with you to pee.
Honk, honk. Honk, honk.
And welcome back to episode 330 of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always by Big Joey.
All right. Bring the heat.
And then we got Big Ron this week. Welcome to the podcast, Ron. I will finish my intro. It is a podcast by crew for crew. Somehow I forgot to say that part of the sentence. I don't know why. But here we are. This has been we've been on about I feel like this is like a 3 or 4 week hiatus since we've had a guest interview. So buckle in, boys. We're gonna get to know Ron Nichols this week.
Don't buckle up. We're buckling in.
One or the other.
Big difference.
Did I miss up the analogy there?
I also biffed you up by recording early because I think I'm going to start recording early and not cutting it off right away. Because I
that'll
noticed
help.
that some of the preamble and some of the after show, like especially after the big one where we had everybody on it, like that was way funnier than anything we talked
there
about
were
on the
some good-
podcast.
yeah.
I was like,
We had
damn
some
it,
really
like
good
we could have
post-show.
had this. So yeah, I'm going to specifically make sure I
that
keep
idea.
recording that and make more work for Nate because he
it's
does
just
fucking nothing.
I mean, it's a
He
computer
deserves it in
algorithm. What's an
general.
extra like 7 minutes of audio content to scrub? I think it'll be okay.
Hey, CDOS/cut or whatever /edit /unpaid underrated.
He's yes, I think we'll be all right. Anybody drink anything fancy this week? If not, let's just jump into wearing. You drink anything good there, Ron?
Well, I found the lemon lime coffee on sale at Savers,
okay.
so I figured I better jump on that.
How do you like those? Those are the ones that are a little more juicy, aren't they? They're like if I have those mixed up with something else.
The soda replacement is what their big ad is that I can tell.
Gotcha. Oh.
I've got some water in my Black Label Society mug there. And I got some of this new thing here, fellers. It's the White Monster Obsidian Ammonia. That showed up.
Yeah, you can drink.
That showed up yesterday, and
Have you hit that yet?
no, I actually, as we were talking earlier, opened it, mixed it. It's hot. It's still hot to the touch. So code unpaid, we'll hook you up with these. We're kind of leading in that realm there. We're some of the top. I don't want to say influencers. What do you call it? Affiliates. We're in the top 3 right now of people using our code. So, hell yeah. I already want to ask what you're wearing, Ron, because I love it and I want to hear all about it.
Well, this probably is one of my first purchases. Pearl Heart. I also got blue Maximum mix with the partner. I'm not going to attack.
Yeah, so that's the original Curl Hard, the Carhartt knockoff there that I think was only available at the Arnold, from what I remember. Or did you order that one online?
I got it online, so we must have gotten lucky. There must have been one on that side.
Interesting. Keith is frozen, everybody, in case you're wondering why he's not answering. And Ron, if you don't mind speaking up a little, just to make sure that microphone's picking you up. I am wearing the Carp's Gym shirt because today is Carp's birthday, and I couldn't find the one I was going to wear. So I was like, wait a minute. We're going to wear this one in memory and love of our friend Coach Carp. Yeah, so that's that. I think Keith is wearing a shirt too, but he's not here right now. So for all of you who are interested, please donate to Keith's new laptop fund because he keeps buying fucking knurled axle bars or whatever he keeps buying that he doesn't need rather than buying a new laptop to make this podcast go easier. He's left now, so he's actually gone. It's now just me and Rod. Do you want to get into last week's episode? What was last week's episode? I can't remember. Oh, the Arnold. It was the truck cast, right?
The truck cast, yeah. As far as I remember, yeah, that was a good one. I always enjoy hearing how the boys do, and glad to see that their attempts to make it a little bit more effective for them, worked out for them, it sounds like. And so I had a great time. We were able to throw havoc in the Arnold. You know, the guy confusing Tommy with a rolling Willie is always funny to me, is what I thought.
You should have wool in your hair.
Yeah. So got to give him a 5 out of 5. Are all the items on the table free?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. I think I enjoy our once a year in-person podcasts that we haven't had for quite some time. The chemistry between these two is always great, so it's even better when they're in the same room and laughing together. Hearing some of that stuff, hearing the crew version, because I was on that podcast, and then hearing their version, you really get a full did nobody go to Brothers? Did nobody go to Brothers after on Saturday to hang out with everybody? Because I thought that was always like a big thing everybody did, and I'm guessing nobody went this year. So I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5. Pay on the spot drinks at Brothers because they don't run tabs.
There.
All right. Keith has some stuff in here, but I am going to skip all of it. I have been asked next week to MC at a meet here in my local Southern Ontario. It is something that I've always talked about wanting to do. So when they reach out to me to ask me specifically if I want to do it, it feels amazing. So next week it is called Legends 2. It is hosted at Apex Barbell. There's currently $10,000 worth of prizes for top lifters and stuff like that. So to be asked to come and MC something like that tells me I'm doing something right. So I will hopefully be wearing my Unpaid and Underrated shirt unless they ask me to wear their meat shirt. We're going to be doing some fun stuff there. That's really cool. I'm not going to be the next Gino because I will not dress like a pirate anytime soon, or rock star as he calls it. But yeah, it's this fun thing I want to do because it's like the idea, like I said before, that you want to get in there and not only educate the crowd but entertain them at the same time, right? So you're talking about instead of just talking about, oh, that's some lights and this person is this person, start talking about, well, this is why they got red lighted, or even cut the music 30 seconds beforehand. I'm going to show you what a good lift looks like. Right. So that that if you don't see it, because some people have never been to a lifting meet before. And I think I could have some fun doing that, educating some of the newcomers and also have the crowd involved in that, because the last time I was there and I called some red lit deadlifts and people were coming and yelling at me and I'm just like, no, you hitched. You can't hitch in powerlifting. And so, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. That's pretty dope. That's it's a big honor, I think, to be asked to come and MC a meet, because I'm not doing any meets anytime soon. I'm pretty retired at this point, but Keith is still trying to join in for those of you who can't see. He's currently now logged in twice on 2 separate devices and still not here. It's going great.
I'm here.
Oh my. You are here.
I have two accounts logged in. So
can you mute one of them?
I'm working on it.
Gosh, I feel like I'm in a horror movie.
Can't you just kick one of them out?
You gonna kick one of these looky-loos out or what?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna boot one of these.
Wonderful. Hey, well, good on you, Big Joey, for explaining what's going on, because I'm sure 90% of the people are just like, "Hey, my husband's doing this," and then explain the backstory of, hey, this why it's not working.
Yeah, this is what a good lift looks like. It's just me, even if I just go up at the bar and somebody holds the mic or whatever, where it's just this is how the lift should look. It goes up, it goes down. There's no hitching. There's locked hips, locked knees, and things like that. Just so it eliminates some of that. My husband's doing this or my daughter's doing this, and I don't know why they're getting red lit, so I'm going to yell about it later.
No, exactly.
This is part of the reason why, right? So maybe I can't do that every meet, but I think maybe I'll have some fun doing it in this meet.
We'll definitely look forward to hearing about it later. And good on you.
I'll throw up the live stream. They have their own media team, and maybe if I can, I'll jump on the live stream for maybe some of the bench or something like that. But they have their own team that does that, so I don't think the live stream actually includes what the MC is saying. So, maybe I don't know, I'll sort that out. But that is what it is.
Half the entertainment's gone if they don't hear you get to talk about it,
Right?
Then maybe you could go half Gino and still wear a kilt to the event, and
I think I definitely have to wear a kilt.
Spice it up.
Yeah, I think I kind of have to, or at least wear some jorts. I think if I don't wear jorts, people would be shocked.
At the Arnold at the USAPL meet, they did a really good job. They were running 2 platforms, and they actually had 2 mic guys. So Gino was on one, and then a guy from the vast state of New York that I'm not familiar with from out in Albany was on the other. And they were like, they had a really good cadence to like not talk over each other, but still like basically give each platform its due, if you will. So I thought it was pretty neat.
So we were driving over the Skyway Bridge today, and the Skyway Bridge is between Hamilton and Burlington. And as you drive over the Skyway Bridge, Lake Ontario's on one side and the Bay of Hamilton's on the other. And if you look over, you can see Toronto, right? Like if it's a clear day like it was today, you can see the CN Tower and everything. My son's in the back seat, and he goes, "Daddy, I can see New York."
Smart ass.
And my wife goes, "No, New York is not that close, buddy." And I was just like, "It is the biggest state in the U.S., so it might be that close."
It's the biggest in the Northeast. It's the biggest Northeast state.
Yeah. She's like, "Damn it! How did I not catch that?" It was pretty funny.
Just good stuff.
Hey, he just remembers the time we came to visit you. That's all he remembers.
Good times. Let's see. Well, I'm sure I missed a lot, so we won't. I will not rehash any of that. But if it's not, you highlight everything you guys chatted on. So, Darko's YouTube. Either of you get a chance to watch the YouTube video of Darko's gym?
Nope.
Okay,
I've been out all
it'll
day.
be there. It'll be there. It's a long one too. It's like, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was like 35 minutes, so I was able to watch it during lunch. But it was good times. I'm anxious to see the rest of the. They should have a few more sandbagged from out in California, I believe, from that trip. So that will be fun. And I think they're actively on a trip right now. If you were at the Arnold, Tanner might have pulled you aside and told you the story, but we will not release the beans yet since they did not release the beans on their end. So just know that I know and you don't know.
I just took a hit of this ammonia, by the way, in case you're wondering. Yeah. I'm dying over here. Ugh.
I thought you did the White Monster.
I did.
How did that taste like? Did that smell like it tastes, or was it?
Yeah, it does. Okay. And then it also comes with pain, like pure pain. Oh, I love this podcast. Everything's fun.
I love it here.
It's good stuff. So the Tanner cleaning the tiny horse stall mat pieces. Everybody else saw that on Instagram.
That's kind of. What's going on?
I don't know. It didn't look like enough to be a present or a the crew gift, because that would be like fucking 600. And he was like working off of a pallet, so something was palletized, and he was like cleaning it. I don't know. I don't think it's for us. I think it's. I really don't fucking know, but. I don't think there's enough to be like, now that would be a really funny gag gift, like a signed Tanner stall mat piece or some shit like that would be really funny.
Signed by Matthew Horstall.
Yeah, that too. But like, that would be so many. Yeah, and I think if you look at the picture, I swear there was like a palletized with shrink wrap on it, and he was like pulling off of that and then putting them in a bucket. So I'm like, it would have to be so many.
Well, he was cleaning the smell off of them is what he was doing.
Yeah. But like a 4x6 mat cut into like 2-inch pieces. I'm not big math over here, so the square footage of that would be a lot, but it would be a lot of little pieces. But no one's sitting there with a jigsaw cutting up 1,000 pieces.
I think they were pre-cut from what I saw.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Everything's coming down to this big April 1st drop that nobody's buying into.
Yeah, that's also crock of shit. We'll see.
Yeah, or it's real, and it's going to be so outrageous that all of us go, "That's not real," and nobody buys it, or we all buy it and get surprised when it shows up.
I'm curious what it'll be. I'm very curious.
It's sus. It's sussy, Tanner.
That's
nobody's buying into your April 1st drop, but the reverse Uno card of actually releasing something interesting on that day would be like Massonomics would do that. You know what I mean? Like they would be the ones to go, no, like we're legitimately releasing something stupid and it's going to be so interesting. You're going to buy it, but like most of you won't believe it. Like I kind of see them doing that because, Tanner and Tommy have a sense of humor, whereas most companies out there don't right now.
It's true. Just wanted to thank Big Scott Dodds for my t-shirt last week. Sorry I'm not wearing it tonight. It is definitely in the dirty laundry, but I did wear it this weekend and I got a nice little lift in it. So appreciate you, Big Hot. That was nice and kind of you. And I got some new stickers from James, aka Robo, aka The Cage Gym, aka occupational. I'm gonna butcher his Instagram handle, but
Therapist.
you know who he is. Good dude. I met at the Arnold last weekend, 2 weekends ago, sometime in this year. Appreciate you fellas. And I was pretty funny. Like, I don't know. I think I threw in there like sending crew stickers is literally keeping the post office in business because like there are so many crews. Like I bought stamps for the first time and like as an adult, maybe not the first time as an adult, but like I actually had to go buy stamps because I had to like mail so many out there at one point recently. And I'm sure other people are like, damn, I'm going through a lot of stamps.
Speaking of stickers, I actually sent Carp a pretty heavy dose of the Dilf Dungeon stickers.
Oh, nice.
So the guests, not Carp, sorry, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry, I'm wearing Carp's shirt. So if you are a guest on this podcast and you would like a Dilf Dungeon sticker and are not offended or confused by what that phrase means, we'll make sure you get one in your thank you package. So I even said to him when I was like, let's be careful who we send these ones to. Some people aren't so into the DILF idea.
A little package with your package.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jeff, he did some King of the Hill was brought up. Oh, it's because Jeff made the King of the Hill meme about me. In hearkening to my Arnold walk, where I couldn't feel my shins. So then he made a Cotton Hill, I can't feel my shins thing, and then like made it me. And then like I was like, oh, and then it got me thinking like, man, I haven't watched King of the Hill in like 20 years. And I believe there's it's either a spinoff or a new season, either way. I think it's actually labeled as a new season, not like a new series. But I went back and looked, and I think the original run was like 97 to 2008, and I definitely didn't watch that show after like 2003 or 4 probably. Mm-hmm. So like I did start a complete rewatch. I'm on episode like 4 or 5. I binged like a couple hours of it the other night, and damn, it's funny. Like it's I think because Jeff specifically said like watch it as an adult, it's a completely different perspective, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm not like, because I would have been like essentially like Bobby's age, like a 10, 11, 12. I would have been 12 when it came out initially when I was watching it. So like, what's that, like 7th or 8th grade, just a complete little asshole, and only thought the kids side of it was funny. But yeah, looking at the adult side now and like getting all the jokes, like I for sure didn't get like 80% of the show, I think, watching it in 97 as I did like watching it a couple nights ago. So I'll see how far I get through that rewatch before I get bored. But we'll see. So far, so good. And that run. What's that, boss?
Oh, yeah. Funny you bring up King of the Hill, and I was trying to figure out where the Cotton Shins was found.
Yes.
And then
I think that meme went over like 87% of the people's heads for sure.
And then, funny enough, I was just yelling quotes at one of my coworkers today about "That's my purse. I don't know you." Quoting that at each other, just yelling to make noise at each other.
That's my purse. So, I don't know you.
Exactly.
Well, I feel like my heart is trying to jump out of my throat right now, so we should probably get the guest on the horn.
Yeah, let's kick these Licky Lewis out and see if we can't get Big Ron on the horn. Say you, buddy.
Hey, how are we doing today?
Welcome to Unpaid and Underrated there, Big Ron. How are you?
Oh, good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Well, we'll go and hit you with the hard one. So what brought you to Massonomics, bud?
I think originally I was, got into lifting, got back into working out again, and then was also driving out to Lincoln City, coastal town, about 2 hours from my house, and got really tired of listening to music, and then started on podcasts. Somehow, either through Instagram or just however, I stumbled upon the Massonomics podcast and started going through the backlog and kept current the best I could. and had a little time off, and then back on it and listened to the rest of the backlog.
And then when did you decide to join crew?
A little later, after I journeyed out as an electrician, kind of extra time. It was like, okay, cool. I'm actually able to consistently lift and not feel like a fraud when I'm looking at all this stuff and listening to the boys. And I was like, oh, it's $36 a year. How can I not afford to do this? This is great, and then have the community, as it were. I'm not very good at posting things. I've been ridiculed by
You don't
our hosts.
say. Like how much research did I do on Ron? He has 3 posts, and I couldn't find him on Facebook, so not much.
I apologize about
You're good, brother. So this will mostly be a show notes inspired episode with minimal. Yeah, we got plenty to go off of though, so that's good.
Wonderful.
But do you? So I know you don't post on social media at all, really. Do you actually do you consume much Massonomics via Instagram, or is it only the podcast?
Oh, I'm a big lurker, as it were.
Okay.
There's a cat.
Oh, there's a kitty.
Our boy Arthur,
Oh,
Orange Boy, of course. Because there's no orange humans.
Correct.
He just heard his dinner on the automatic feeder. So
Bye.
I that was wild. I think the cat did the cat make a big noise just now, or was it behind me? I can't tell, but I just freaked out because I thought I heard my cat behind me.
No, the cat bolted
Okay.
because somebody opened a can or something. Yep.
Gotcha. Because I was like,
bye. None of us matter.
yeah,
Food's being served.
Oh yeah, way more food motivated than the dog.
good stuff.
Hey, my wife's gonna change. Give me a second. Oh, boo! Get naked.
Jesus Christ! All right. So
no,
I love my wife. Get over it.
I understand.
She's hot.
Big
Ron, where are they going to find you on Instagram or Discord so they know who we're talking to?
Big Ron on Discord, cap_Ron on Instagram.
He's got 6 posts.
Yeah, 6 posts. It's really interesting, riveting, in fact.
Yep, not a single lifting thing. You're not tagged in anything. It's I think the only lifting history I saw was something you might have shared in our little group chat that we have for the big but new Lift Hard Live Easy there.
So Keith messages me like he does all the time, and he goes, hey, just a heads up, I'm going to post this. You might want to make sure you're following him. And I was like, I follow him and I don't know why. He's only got 6 posts.
Well, there are and that's kind of why I thought you might not have, because he only had he didn't have a big crew following at that point, because I think you're a private account too, I believe. Maybe not, maybe I'm mistaken. But
I've been following him for a while. Apparently, I was just like, I follow him, but not sure.
I probably sent you some sort of a unpaid underrated joke or something that I thought you'd be funny. Like, oh, okay, this guy,
he's in.
We try. We try. That's good stuff.
Do you have an ad read for us before we jump into the next part of this?
Oh, I butchered that earlier, didn't I?
Shh! I was just going to gloss over it, and you're just going to admit to it.
Well, as we established earlier, that I'm not a liar. Gary, I'm 5'7", 3/4.
5'7", 3 1/4. Fucking hell. I can't say 5'7" or 5'8". I'd be a liar. Dude, nobody cares. Anyway, Ron, do you have an ad read for us?
Yeah, if you like listening to 2 Midwest folk just, shooting the shit and talking about, everything car talk, all the way from, Mary's truck to how great beautiful the Saviors are, this might be the podcast for you. Go ahead and give her a listen. If you ever need a pick-me-up on a Monday morning, it's the best place to get it. Listen to these guys definitely help me get through the Monday blues and just thinking about them BS and all the different random jokes.
Well, every Monday is just another day closer to Monday. What's your Hall of Fame status? Do you have one?
Oh, shoot. I was going to double check that before I got on. I got distracted. I think I'm quite a few away from even hitting the 12.
Mm-hmm.
be a year or two out, even with going to Live Hard Live Easy this year. Probably that would hit me around 10.
Hey,
Definitely
that's
10 orders.
anything over 1 is awesome. Even if this is your 1, everything over 1 is a good answer. So don't be too worried about that. Now you've got some like old school Massonomic stuff there, the hat, the shirt.
Yeah, the Carl Hart, I think, was.
I was pre-me.
Yeah, I might have. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember if it was ever out when I was in crew, or if it was just all like hearkening of it. But
yeah, I
don't know.
I didn't even know about it, and I've been here since 2021. So that was even before I joined crew or even started following Massonomics. So, what do you think you missed? Is there something that you wish they would bring back?
Yeah, I definitely was thinking the Metalonomics, and then I had to jump on the jacket, but I got stuck with it. It's hot.
The coat.
But then I don't know if I was just listening to more of your guys' backlog or it just came up in the recent one. But the Hook Gripped t-shirt.
Yep.
With the zombie.
The Get a Grip.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I definitely missed on that one. I was like, I like it, but I don't know how much the wife would like me wearing a zombie t-shirt because she doesn't like anything zombie skulls much at all.
No, my wife's the same.
Yeah, it would be me, and then I'd have to wear it when she's not around, which is, why would I get to wear shirts I want to wear other than high-vis orange or high-vis construction wear?
But I do love that shirt. I can't wear it anymore because, I got fat, but it definitely is one of my favorite Massonomic shirts of all time. I've worn it to the Arnold. I've worn it to Death Grips, deadlift competitions and things like that. So yeah, I think you're the first person to bring that one up, actually. And that is one of my favorites.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
So Ron, I definitely hear a little twang in there. Where are you from, and where do you currently live?
Oh, I'm Lebanon, Oregon. I don't know how you're hearing the twang.
Well, it's that mic that's not hooked up, maybe like mine.
Oh.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay, so maybe it's that West Coast twang. That's a thing, right?
The West Coast twang.
I'm envious of you. It's only 6 o'clock out there. Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. I was having to do the math. You guys sent me 8:30 Eastern. I was like, what does that turn into me? Okay, I'll leave work early. I guess you're twisting my arm. You need to let go.
Oh man, sorry about that. That's I'm glad you made it home for us.
Yeah.
So always been out there, or kind of bounced around or anything, or?
No, grew up in Lebanon, moved to Dallas for a little while. Met my wife, had a kid, then decided to buy a house. It was like, well, Lebanon's in our price range, and it's close to my family. Not terribly far from her father because they're just in Corvallis and home with OSU, the Beavers, Stratton College. And then here, and I'm grateful that it's been a rough year so far. Thankful that I've been able to be close to just go out and visit and take care of extra chores with what's been going on. Stepdad just recently got out of the hospital after a 58-day stay. Been bounced around. Just doing what family does is circle around and, okay, well, what can we help with? What can we do? Make sure animals are fed.
Yeah, having the family close definitely helps for sure, especially if that's going on. We have this game we like to play.
Oh, you beat me. I almost cut him off like 4 times to say it, but I'm like, okay, it keeps getting like more. I was like, oh, I'm just letting it build up. It's like one of us will say it. So when in doubt, one of I don't think either of us have ever said that, and it was like 2 out of line. But it was like, but no, we are sorry that's all going down. But it is good that you are so close.
Nobody go but up, buddy. That's all I can say.
Luckily, everybody's home and getting better, so that's all we can hope for. And
is there any crew out and about your way? I haven't really looked at the Oregon map of certified gyms.
Certified gyms. I know there's one about 45 minutes north of me. Let me think. Someone's dojo. I haven't reached out.
Gotcha.
But Yeah, just mine, the Honey Bear Barbell Club. I got that name, and that's what my wife calls me, was Honey Bear. I don't know where it came from necessarily, other than called me Ron Bear and then Honey Bear. I think shortly after I started calling her Honey Bunny.
There you go. So then you are a home gym guy. It sounds like. It sounds like if you're working kind of all over the place and got a long commute, so that home gym's got to come in handy, huh?
Oh yeah. Luckily, try to hit it. Right now, I'm doing a 4:10 shift, starting at 6 o'clock, driving an hour each way. So definitely leaning more into the weekends. We have to wake up at like 3 o'clock and doing some career die hard like that. And I just can't get myself up that early.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah,
either.
no thanks. I'd rather, yeah, you can kind of double up and get like a Friday, Sunday or a Friday, Saturday, and then just squeeze one training session in during the week on like your least shitty day. Basically, that's kind of what I do.
Yep.
Or just say hell with it and just go 2 days a week and just train on the weekends.
Yeah.
With Keith being 39 years and 3/4 old.
How many, or however many months Scans? I wonder, did anyone fact check Scans' math? Did he actually calculate that out, or did he just?
No, we're not
out?
big math. We're gonna leave that up to him. But no, I'm the same way. It's one of those, like, I'm scheduled for 4 days a week. I'm so happy to hit 3. And then like implement day, because I'm doing the strongman on Juggernaut, like implement day is only like 45 minutes. And I'm just like, we're going to get this out of the way as fast as possible. And
just get in, get out,
yeah,
get it hard in the morning.
Yeah. And, just be tired on one shift. So I know I get that, man. Do you want to hit least fun, most fun? You do have that next here. It's about the time to do that.
Yes, sir. So Big Ron, do you want to explain to the guests how we play least fun, most fun, and what the rules are?
Well, least fun, you just say that it is least fun, or it's the most fun part. No, you get a topic and you see
you made him
one
snort.
thing.
That's awesome.
I love it. Well, I was kind of hoping that that's been my new running joke, is that people just it's good stuff. I'm glad he did that.
You get one topic and you just say the least fun or the most fun part of said topic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is hard. I mean, I even though you say it in your head, it's like to verbalize it every week. It's just like, fuck, did I butcher it or not? All right, so butcher. Yeah, I literally butchered saying butcher. Oh my god, I'm such a cunt. All right, and I said
nonsense.
No, because I was thinking of the show.
First swear word though. Way to go.
Are we not supposed to? Did I miss that while I was having internet issues? Okay, so least fun, most fun. Disc golf.
Disc golf. The most fun is just getting out, walking around the woods, hitting things with trees, evidently. Just hanging out. It's relatively free to play. Just pay the X amount you want to pay for the plastic thing you want to throw in the woods. And then obviously least fun is really just either grip lock or shanking the disc or hitting a tree and it just goes off and you can't find the damn. You spend. My cap is about half an hour wandering around the blackberries and getting all scratched up. And, okay, forget about it. I'm done. I'll replace it, I guess.
Yeah,
it was $1. I'm just mad about it. Yeah.
You write your name and number on it and hope a good Samaritan finds it and calls you and like, oh, cool. Hey, here it is, and I'll return it or drop it off at this random store.
Now I've never played disc golf. Although I probably should, because I'm pretty damn good at Can Jam, if you know what game that is. I think we talked about it before. It's essentially like it's horseshoes with frisbees.
Right? On a tiki torch or on a stick, essentially.
No, that's a different version of it. This one comes with a round. It's essentially like a trash can with a slit cut in the front. And you have to throw it to your partner, and your partner has to either like you hit the can, you get some points. If they knock it into the top of the can, you get extra points. If you get it into the slit, you win the game automatically.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. I'm very good at the thrower of the frisbee, not the person that knocks it in. But like,
pitcher, not catcher.
Yeah, I'm very good at that. So I really should be playing disc golf. So are you buying calibrated like frisbees?
Yeah, how does that work?
Like, is there like golf level frisbees, or you just go to the dollar store and just like buy as many free ones as you can?
Yeah, there's PDF approved Professional Disc Golf Association approved brands and words, dimensions, and blah blah blah. And each disc is going to throw differently. It's definitely not going to throw like the ultimate disc that you might, or the Dollar Tree disc. It's going to be 180 grams down to 155. There might be some bubble plastic. They hold air pockets into the disc for smaller noodle arms to ring and toss them. Sorry, my cat's
That's
trying to
okay.
get outside.
We like
the,
cats.
the cat is as welcome as my naked wife was.
Oh, go right on. Party on, Wayne.
She's gonna listen to this and kill me for that. Keith is like, damn it, Joey.
It's just like crickets out of my microphone. It's like, I'm not commenting on someone's naked wife.
Dude, what?
I said
Nobody
commenting.
said that. Oh, I thought you said coming.
That's not what I heard.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
you said coming on somebody's naked wife.
Oh, no. I definitely. No.
Ron's like,
Commenting
what the
one.
hell did I get into? These two are idiots today.
No, I've definitely listened to enough backlog.
Okay, so yeah, we're doing an interview
back
here.
catalog. Yeah.
So how'd you explain? Sorry. No, you're good. Finish what you're saying. Sorry.
Oh, but anyways, I mean, the cheapest you can find is about $10 or maybe $5 at a Play It Again sports, depending if there's disc golf around. And local one.
And just as a follow-up, how wild is it to be asked that question and have an answer? Like, if somebody said 10 years ago, somebody's going to ask you about calibrated frisbees and you're going to have an actual answer. I would have been like, shut up, nerd. And now I'm just like, no, I distinctly remember this one was better than the other one. And I could throw that one a little.
Well, luckily enough for me, I've wandered around the course with my dad when I was young, doing random disc golf things. And then as I, after the tradition is drag my daughter around to random courses with me, but she's more interested in the mud and the dirt and the sticks than anything.
Get her interested in the rocks and we'll talk.
Yeah, well, she's willing to try to pick stuff up.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Go pick that up. I bet you can't.
But 2 weekends ago, she was talking. Oh, we should go disc golfing this weekend if it's good weather. Yeah, I got to jump on this opportunity.
Yep.
She's actually showing interest, and she did an amazing job. I cut it off early. One, because half the course was still flooded, and two, she was just kind of throwing, just going random. Okay, well, we better stop before we lose the disc, as previously mentioned, as the worst part, and on a good note, and still have it a good memory, good time. So we're more interested.
That's fantastic.
I got a quick question. It's probably something I might actually start trying to ask some of the or a reoccurring questions. Just like, so when we propositioned you to be on the podcast and, you agreed and all that, like, how do you tell your partner you're going to be on this podcast? Like, how long of a conversation was to explain what the Unpaid and Underrated podcast is and why you are going to be a guest and why you have to leave work early to be a guest on this podcast and how you need a 2-hour window to not be a dad or a husband to be on this podcast? I want to hear how that went.
Well, luckily enough, I already told my wife, hey, this cult that I'm kind of involved in, and the Massonomics, the company that I spend most of my money on for clothing other than work clothes, has this other podcast, and I already explained to her about these silly guys, the silly hawk shirt guy and the other guy in Canada wanted to talk to me over this podcast. My kid chimes in. Oh, the Massonomics podcast.
That's a good sound.
Oh, the world's famous podcast.
So luckily, it wasn't too hard of a swing. She was already, in the know of the silly goosery. Oh yeah, you should do it. She's been nothing but 100% supportive of it.
That's awesome. I think that will be a good reoccurring question. I got to remember to
I think that's one of the best answers we could get.
Yeah, I like that.
Because we're going to get some people that are like, oh, they have no clue what's going on and they don't care. Like, we know that's coming.
That's good.
All right, Honey Bear. We asked people what you do. And I don't know how much you want to talk about this. Feel free to talk about it as much or as little. But I just like that you're called a lightning wizard.
Another good one is a Power Ranger.
Yeah, that's a little direct. I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Just an electrician, journeyman electrician inside wireman is what's on my license. So right now I'm working on Oregon, uh, University of Oregon campus science center. Just making sure that they have power where they need it. I'm on distribution, which is so power comes in from typically power lines. It's some sort of transformer goes into the building, and then from transformer into the building into different electric rooms. That's what I'm running is the distribution to the electric room. And then there's branch circuits that are going up from electric room to end use point. You plug into your lights, your general motors, so what's going on. Working on conduit or running the big pipe, as you have to say. And then pulling the conductors in, terminating, making sure lightning safety is done, general grounding and bonding, so no one's going to get shocked or electrocuted faults or issues with come around.
Well, that's kind of exciting. It's an exciting way to describe something that I'm not sure I understand. But luckily, when I flick the lights, things turn on, and I have people like you to thank for that.
Well, it more and more I learned about it, it's all black magic, and we just trust that if I do this tested and approved thing that I'm told to do, it's going to work out just fine. So
It's true.
I mean, the next one we talk about is obviously farm strength. We talk about that a lot. So let's get into your lifting history if you don't mind.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Just working around the farm, having to move general stuff, put up fencing, move animals and ranch stuff. Nothing terrible. I didn't think about too much strength being there. Started enjoying lifting in high school. Been in and out of it, dabbling here and there. Start into it a little bit more home recreation. Here and there, bought some dumbbells. Loadable dumbbells myself, just the plate loaded POS and a bench. Doing random stuff there. Bought the house, expanded later on to the home gym. Got a squat rack and got more interested in it. And then having to work those long days and going to school and apprenticeship, I lose a day of wages to going to school and having the weekends. I need to spend time with my family and also doing my homework and stuff. I've kind of been hit and miss since journeying out. I've been more motivated. Let's just freaking do it and be strong and do what you enjoy. Do it's great for my mental health, and I know I'm a lot easier to be around. I feel easier to be around after I've gotten a workout in or two for the week. Hopefully, if I'm lucky. And just kind of got that FOMO of last year's Live Hard, Live Easy. So, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to sign up for Juggernaut. I'm going to really just do what I can to make this happen. And that's where we are now. And you're just kind of having fun throwing around the weights, more of just a monkey that likes lifting heavy things. So
you're running Juggernaut. Are you doing Strongman?
I think that's the program I signed up for. It seems like it's semi-power building.
Okay.
And accessories.
Maybe, because I'm also doing the Strongman, and I'm not a huge fan.
I've heard that from a lot of people. So
there's a lot of glitches, and I haven't done anything over RPE 7 since I started.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm wondering what's going on. It's got me doing 175-pound squats.
Ooh.
And it's but I have a 3-plate squat. Why am I doing 175 pounds? I don't know if maybe I'm programming it wrong or something like that, but it's definitely sandbagging me. I know my deadlift has decreased a little bit. My squat has decreased. My bench is going up, which is weird. So far I've submitted a few bugs. I'm in chat now with Kevin and actually Chad himself. about like what's going on. Why is this way? Why can't I? Why is it giving me pending for all of my AMRAP reps? Why is it this? Why is it that? So maybe
I haven't done any AMRAP sets, and maybe I'm still doing the power building block.
yeah, I don't. Maybe you didn't actually sign into the strongman one because I do AMRAP twice a week. I either do bench or squat or block pulls or something. So, but yeah, either way, it just is not working, and I miss lifting heavy, and it's starting to bother me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I kind of said something there. Everybody went quiet. So went from farm lifting, home lifting. You've got a gym now. What's some of the implements that you're using to get ready for the Lift Hard, Live Easy? Because I understand knurled axles are on the table now.
Oh, is it neural? Well, that's wonderful.
No, it
No, we're
hasn't
just-
been. I'm going to say there's a 9. So Tanner owns one knurled axle, and basically Jake wants to start acquiring more stuff, but I don't think he's going to drop $300 on another axle. So it's probably going to be a smooth axle, just because
Everybody was whining
They're in
about-
abundance.
Yeah,
And
what
then,
the hell is a
some people
knurled
were-
axle? And then everybody's like, the
some people
more
were
you
bitching about
question it, the
the,
more Jake is going to make us do it.
Yeah, I like a knurled axle, but the one I have is fairly passive in comparison to the Black Widow one, which is what Tanner has, because I used that at Hogan's couple weeks ago, and the clean and pressing with that one would actually kind of suck, I think, because it's like a chewy. It's like the Agro 3 bar from Rogue's, like aggressive knurl. It's wild how aggressive it is, but yeah, that was
What would be the benefit of a knurled axle bar?
So when you're cleaning it to your stomach, it's not going to roll down your chest because it's kind of granted like chalk and stuff will help that. The
But
press
isn't
feels a
the
little bit
idea
better.
to make it harder? Like that's
Yeah.
the point. Like if I wanted
Ish.
knurling, I would just use a power bar. Like
I know it's really from what a lot of people said, like in the UK, that like most, maybe not most, but it is a lot more common to see knurled axles in competition, and there are some like competitions over here I've seen that are starting to use some knurled axles. So I think it's just a little bit of variety. I'm so new to the sport that I'm not like oh my god, it has to be a smooth axle because
Yeah.
that's what it's been for 50 years. Like I don't.
Yep.
I've
I've been doing this for 10 weeks. Here's my expert opinion.
Strongman's only existed for like 13 months for me, so I don't know.
I personally, the idea of if I wanted knurling, I would use my power bar. That's just the way.
It's nicer on like a strict press day too, when I'm not actually like doing a strongman movement. I'm just doing a barbell press, but just with my axle, and it is nice.
Are you not, when you're doing an axle, this is for both of you, are you doing full grip or are you doing like thumbs out grip?
For press, I'm suicide grip for sure. I
Yeah,
can't. My hand's too small, but it's still, I mean,
I was doing full grip, and then today
that would hurt.
or yesterday I was just like, hey, this is way easier, and I was doing suicide. Like this feels way better.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So it's not just me, Ron?
I haven't tried the suicide grip with the overhead press with the axle.
Yeah.
Been doing.
Feels a little better, right? Like
I think a lot of it just still depend on how big your hands are, possibly too. Like,
yeah, but I have tiny baby hands.
I know that's what I'm saying. If you have bigger hands, if Ron potentially has big ass hands, you won't notice as much. Like where you and I, like an axle is bigger than our fucking palm.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that the point of using the bench press with the barbell through the middle fingers, the Vulcan press or whatever?
Vulcan, I would call it. I call it like Velociraptor. So Vulcan actually is better. But okay.
Just a different wrist feel, kind of thing. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say wrist feel feels like mouth feel. Yum yum yum.
Depends on how you want to do it.
So when you saw that the Lift Hard, so you said you got some FOMO from last year, and were you pretty much just going to sign up for whatever was available, strongman or powerlifting, or do you have a preference? Because you are, signed up in the strongman show. So how did that come to be, and would powerlifting have been fine too?
Powerlifting would have been fine, I suppose. I had my heart set on the strongman because this sounds more like hanging out with the boys of just, okay, I bet you can't move this thing as much as I can. Just being, the little redneck in me is just like, okay, let's just pick up this heavy thing and move it. Your turn, dude. Type of the thing. It sounds like a standard good time. Just hanging out, BSing, and moving stuff.
Yes, sir. Have you ever done like an actual sanctioned show or powerlifting meet in the past?
No, I haven't had any competition. Right.
So this is your debut?
Yeah. This is my debut, and then you just ruin me for the rest of it.
Pretty much.
Here.
Is there much of a like? Have you looked for shows near you or meets? Like, are you in a place where there actually is like, if you wanted, if say you fall in love with competing and you want to compete a couple times a year, not only at Lift Hard Live Easy, do you have options out there?
I've looked around a little bit. It seems hit and miss, and then also by the time I remember to look for it, it's already full,
Yeah.
or just no, I don't really want to lose that weekend. That's when something's happening. So
Yeah,
I'm sure if I made it more of a priority for me, I could back to the and just do primate like smooth and heavy things, and happy to do that in the garage and lifting with buddies when I can. That would
Yeah.
be
No, that'll be fun. That'll be a good time. No, I'm glad we're able to get you on this podcast as someone who is essentially as a self-labeled, lurker and not so interactive. Like, I think this will help you, people are, there's gonna be at least 10 people there that had listened to this podcast that are gonna be like, hey, I know who Ron is. I recognize that. I recognize that guy from the thumbnail. I know who he is. I know he does
Wonderful.
this, and this.
Yeah, I look forward to it. And I'll try harder for you guys to actually post and reach out on the Discord, share what's going on.
Um,
Did you just fart, Joey?
no,
Is it your
no.
chair?
my-
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
it's my chair. It's a stupid
That
wobbly
was
chair.
the loud. It was the most perfect little fart sound ever, and I'm just and it was like as you were like lifting a cheek, kind of. I'm like, did he literally just fart into his
I'm
microphone?
trying not to fall over pretty much for all of this entire podcast.
Are you still on that dumb balance chair thing? Like you don't
Look,
have a
don't
real
get me
chair?
started. But also, yeah, that was a fart.
Smishy smell popcorn. Oh shit!
Oh yeah, okay. Apparently, I've missed doing this because I'm having a hell of a time.
It's been a minute since we've had this. The round. I love the round tables, but it's definitely this is more interactive, more intimate's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
It is the
It is,
exact
but
word you're looking
I
for, but
suppose.
you don't want to say it.
Yeah,
it's okay.
probably.
Keith. You can say anything. It's
Okay.
fine.
You can say it. We're it's a comfortable space here.
Oh, did you
It's a
guys?
safe place.
If this is a quick little plug for Lift Hard Live Easy, if anyone who's going hasn't had a chance, I think Kevin posted a Sheets link in Discord. I believe Tanner not tagged, but pinned it. So go in there and add all your info. And it was funny. Kevin got kind of funny with it. And like the last question was, what is your most intimate level of like acknowledging another person? So like bro hug, handshake, high five, and like kiss on the cheek and everything. And it was really funny. A couple people did like the kiss on the cheek. I think I just did a full hug, but more of a reminder, if you are going out, it does help, to kind of fill that spreadsheet up so people can kind of have a gist of who's going. So get on that. I believe it's should just, you have to go check out the Discord link there. It's pinned.
Now I'm fairly certain Matt's going to choose docking.
Oh yes, dude. That's really funny because that's like that circled, like docking was brought up this week in another in my home gym circle in one of my other group chats that someone had like jokingly said docking for some reason. Oh, I think we were talking about Darko's dock possibly, and then that segued into docking, and then it was just like it was bad.
We're not going to explain docking on this podcast because we don't want to bother Jeff. Because if you guys recall, somebody brought up
it's not something vulgar that he Googled, wasn't it?
No. So somebody brought up you said eat my ass.
Oh, okay.
And somebody went, well, I thought that was a DILF Dungeon specialty because of the one logo that I made, that my wife made, which was lift rocks and eat ass. Gotcha. Which goes back to, I just listened to the Arnold episodes, episode 101 and 102 to Brandon something, because he was saying gain mass and eat ass, right?
Oh yeah, Brandon. Yeah, I know who he is. I got a weird story about that guy too. But,
well, either way, it was funny hearing that because I was just like, yeah, I can see the evolution of that becoming a normalized joke in powerlifting and lifting. And then I just posted the picture, and then somebody else said, or Ryan said, explain it to me like I'm 8. And then Matt came in with the most vulgar explanation ever, which was like, sometimes when mommy and daddies love each other, daddy will tongue punch mommy's fart box or something gross.
I mean, that's
Alright.
descriptive.
And then it went on and then nobody said anything for like 2 hours. And then Jeff just went, I hate it here. And it was so funny. And it was so perfect. He didn't have to say what he was responding to, but we knew. He was just like, I hate it here. And it was like, yep, I can see that. I can see how that escalated to that level. Anyway, what were we talking about? Docking?
Circle back on that. Which is more intimate?
Circle jerk
slap
on
on the
what?
ass. Sure, that too. Circle
Slap.
jerk, slap in the ass, or a hug.
Well, slap on the ass, as long as you say good game, is.
I've slapped a lot of
fine.
crew on the ass, I think.
Yeah.
that makes
fine.
it okay. What about just pure eye contact and you slap?
I'd rather.
Sorry. How are you slapping an ass with eye contact?
Yeah,
Like that's a reach around at that point.
I have short arms. That's what it'd be.
What the hell are we doing tonight?
Yeah. What's your what's your comic book? You a Marvel? You a DC? You a whatever the third party maker? Yeah. I don't know.
I definitely more into the Marvel scene. I think like original Avengers MCU as it was coming out. So I fell apart. Always been a Deadpool fan.
Me
Part
too.
of that growth. Enjoy the sarcastic, snarky, breaking the third wall. Everything that's the dry humor involved with that.
How old of a character is Deadpool? Like, somewhat modern, right? Like I can't imagine he was created in like the 90s or anything, was he?
Oh, I don't have an answer for that.
I mean,
Late 90s.
Yeah, his storyline would go back to the creation of Wolverine, which is
No, true. Yeah, because it was
when he got his adamantium skeleton, Deadpool was apparently on the Weapon X program at that time.
Yeah, but that was.
I couldn't say. It has to be 2000. Because I've been reading Deadpool for over a decade. And somebody Googling it because I've got the graphic books, right? I didn't buy comic books. I bought the big thick ones, and I've had those for years and years.
The collection or the big
First appeared in 1990.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if it was
that would predate even me reading it, but it would be a different version of Deadpool, I imagine.
Yeah, I wonder if
you couldn't be that crazy back then.
Anyway, so went off the rails there. Somewhat comic books were mentioned a few times. Didn't know if that was something you were avidly still into, or just more of something they harkened back on, or.
Probably more of a harken.
Yeah, you seem like a little too busy to be.
Dry humor, sense of the thing, and more definitely like the nerdy things.
Rank the three Deadpool movies, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, I think 1, 3, 2. Even though 3 was more of a. All right, we're just gonna send it for the one-liners.
Yeah.
Right, we're just gonna really move the silly goose and make it that quality of the film, if I can say that.
Had a lot of nostalgia for anyone that grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. Yeah. I guess the 2000s, watching all the Fox movies.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Sony, right? Whichever.
Yeah, it's Sony. The idea is to close out the Sony Marvel movies because they're so shit. I watched the most recent. I can't even
fire on.
Flame on.
Flame on. Yeah.
I can't even pretend. I watched the most recent Venom movie.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was so bad.
It was so long too. I was like, is this not over yet?
Every part, there is nothing about it except for when the first 30 seconds when they come back from the Spider-Man universe and Venom yells, "I'm sick of this multiverse shit." That was the best part of the movie, and it was the first 30 seconds.
Oh, dear.
The rest of it was Sony needs to just give it up. Stop with the offshoots. You can't have Venom anymore. Venom has to go to the Marvel Universe to get his proper treatment. You can't have Madam Web. I didn't get 15 minutes through that movie.
That was pretty bad.
That one was
still better than some of the other ones, but
it was like watching a movie on made for TV. It was so bad. I honestly, I was like, no, that's it. Like, I'm doing it tonight. I'm going to sit, I'm going to light my candle, and I'm going to pop my popcorn, and I'm watching this movie. And I didn't make 15 minutes in. But anyway, that's my Marvel movie rant for tonight. I'm very excited about what's happening next. I hope Deadpool gets a little more interesting. I think it's time for Wolverine to go to sleep. But that's just me.
Do we want to hit him with any games? I don't know where we're at. What's with our?
It's only 9:30. We got tons of time.
All right, let me scour some more here.
So my friend the other day from work, she brings me some. She made some homemade breakfast burritos, and she brought me some ghost pepper sauce. Yeah, and I'm dipping into it like a psycho, right? And the one guy that works there who couldn't even handle Taco Bell's fire sauce starts bragging that he can handle this, and we're all babies. So I want to hear, what's your spice level? Because it says here you're into hot sauces. Where's your like comfortable spice level that it's not so hot, but you're happy it's hot? Because mine's ghost pepper.
I like messing around with some ghost pepper hot sauce. Depends on how much you want to dabble into it. Much you put on, obviously. But you throw a few jabs on it for a slice of pizza and you get to go. Typical, just a sriracha for it's just the basic flavor enhancer. I've gotten Moretta's hot sauce. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The bottle I got, yeah, and that's I found some ghost pepper for that. It was pretty good, easy to well, you got to.
Yeah, I can't eat like ghost pepper wings, right? Because your face just it's covered in it, and now you're just all burning. And we have beards, so like you're wearing it for days. But like if I can control the dip and how it, yeah, definitely ghost peppers, my level for sure.
So do you pair some of your homemade beer with your favorite hot sauce every now and then?
I've brewed a few beers myself. At quick hobby that I didn't really stick to all that much.
Okay, so more of it was a one and done or a
Yeah, I did a few and had a few that just didn't turn out. It's like, okay, this isn't worth the time investment.
Yeah, like it had to be so. It's like that's just like, all right, I don't know. You have like 6 hours of your labor invested in this, and then it's like, does it taste like I'm drinking out of a fucking shoe?
Yeah, you got the 6 hours of prep or whatever it is. So a few weeks of waiting for it to ferment and do its. Okay, is it going to be good or okay? Crap, dump it all. It tastes bad. It's terrible. So I'm good.
And then we see are you still in the hobby of smoking meats and like are you a big grill guy?
Oh, I love grilling. It's a happy place. We're sitting out there babysitting the weather, the tomato pot. Throw a pulled pork on there and sit there for the day, just babysitting, making sure it's running right and the wind's not blowing. Getting even too hot.
Will dinner actually be on time at your house, unlike some of our previous guests?
Oh, I do my darndest to make that happen. It's kind of like my wife says, the dinner or the heat cooks the dinner, not the time, or something along those lines. It'll be done when it's done. Hopefully it's on time, but here we go.
Makes sense. How's the front of your house been looking lately? Has there been any random cars parking in front of it on a public street that just seems to piss you right off?
Anytime there's anyone parked in front of me, just got to do that dog bark at them. You just growl. The neighbors right next door just moved in, and they have them in the lawn care business. Randomly, you see the trailer parked in front of the fire hydrant and just itching to call the police.
That's different. If they're blocking that, that's actually like they could fucking take the whole neighborhood out if some asshole, if there's actually a fire and they can't get to it.
No, the fire department will go through the.
No, I know that's true, and that is that's my favorite scene in like movies and shows when they just bust the windows out.
Yep, we're gonna put the hose through your car. It's like you should have done that, but also I hope that happens to you, right?
You will learn this lesson.
Yeah, and you probably actually won't. Oh man, my windshield is cracking it again. I'm pissed about that. Yeah,
That's
it's a
never
side
fun.
note. No, it's
You
the
drive
second
too
time
close.
it's happened because I drive on the highway to work and I heard the rock hit my windshield and I was like, mental note, find that chip, put the sticker on it, and go get it fixed before it spider webs. Took less than 24 hours to spider web.
Oh,
I didn't even
dear.
find it. I just got in the car today and I was just like, F word. There's that giant crack. I knew that was coming.
I was worried you were driving too close to a golf course or something like that. Just typical I-5 or interstate.
I don't drive past golf courses anymore. When I went to the old location, I did. And now my biggest concern is deer and hawks and owls flying in front of me.
Silly.
And
geese.
of course, trucks kicking rocks back at me, which is always when you're on highways, that's what they do. Do you want to hit them with some FMK or Mount Rushmore?
In a minute. So it sees someone listed one of your favorite achievements was benching 225 finally. Is that from your stature, you don't look like someone who can only bench 225. So this, we want to hit us with some of your numbers. So I'm basically doing my own research for Lift Hard, Live Easy so I can see how far ahead Ron's going to finish than me.
I like that we get a guest on and Keith goes, "You look weaker than you probably are." Like
No, it's the other way around. No, I'm saying.
I thought you were saying you don't look like somebody that can bench 225, and I was like, that's kind of mean, Keith.
The opposite of that.
No, I didn't catch it. Yeah, took it as he meant.
Literally, the first thing I said when he got on was like, "You look bigger than you do like in online or in the group chat or something." So.
My bad. No,
you're good. You're good. So yeah, what are your was 225 an achievement for you, or was that something you've in the way back machine?
That must have been a high school.
Okay, that's what I'm guessing. Okay, yeah, because I'm thinking you're benching closer to 300 now.
Yeah, I think I haven't trained just bench in a while, but I think just touch and go. I was 295 after not training it specifically. I've been more doing overhead press because that just feels better on my shoulder and more applicable because I'm going upstairs having a team lift a heavy object, and typically I'll take the bottom side of the stairs and press it overhead so it's flat versus carrying the whole thing on my chest.
That's always a strategy of like, well, if it like, who the short guy should be on the top and the tall guy should be on the bottom kind of thing. So it's just like the least amount of, but yeah, I actually like that of even if you are like, I have no, how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay. So yeah, I guess you're kind of you're tall for crew.
You're not like 5'11", 3/4 inches or anything.
Last I checked, it was right there. Maybe I should recheck if we're using the.
We'll have to bring
a magnetic
scale. We'll have to bring
fractions are huge here.
We'll have to bring a magnetic tape measure to see if you're honest.
Sorry, Keith, I had to do that one.
You're good. That's funny. All right, but yeah, okay. But did just doing a little strategy, trying to figure out how far ahead Ron's going to finish with me and David at the Lift Hard, Live Easy. And all right, so FMK, let's hit you with that. So 3 topics here. You're going to rank them for which one you want to F, which one you want to marry, which one you want to kill. Pretty simple. I kind of like one of the ones submitted, so I'm just going to run with it. We got The Office, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So 3 pretty good comedies.
Ooh, that's hard.
That's a rough one.
I know which one I'd kill.
Probably the wrong one, knowing you.
No, but it's Ron's show, so FMK.
I'm guessing I'm gonna have to say marry The Office because that's always a good classic. It doesn't matter what episode it is. This thing, it's home. Probably seen it about 9 times through the series.
Oh wow!
Yes, just the binge. This is what's going on. Probably gotten that habit when there's been okay, I need to wind down for an hour and throw that on and then go to bed before everybody goes up so I could actually go to sleep. And then probably F Parks and Rec, even though 9-9's been the current favorite that the wife and I are going through and watching. I'm really enjoying. The family has to be under Parks and Rec, so we listen to a lot of Parks and Rec for 9-9. Parks and Rec.
So that's fair. Like I've watched all of them. I think 99 is definitely a distant third out of that grouping, and I'd probably take Parks and Rec over The Office. I wouldn't not probably. I would definitely take Parks and Rec over The Office, but that's just me.
See, I would definitely have put Brooklyn Nine-Nine above all of those.
That's funny. Three
Yeah.
different crews, three
Completely
different
different
answers, but we
answers,
all
yeah.
get along. That's
I
the
don't-
beauty.
I never liked The Office because of the suit. I don't get. I've said this before on this podcast. The why are you filming this documentary? It always
Yeah.
bothered me. So I can't watch something that does that without asking that question.
How are you with what they do in the shadows?
I was just gonna ask that. 'cause
See,
that-
and that's the
it
thing
just
is,
had the
I
series
love
finale.
that show, but I still I stopped watching after 3 seasons because I was like, why? I don't understand why. In the movie, they talk about it.
Mhm.
It makes sense. In the show, why are you filming this documentary? And I keep asking myself that, like, what's the end game of this? But what they do and what we do in the shadows that they didn't do in The Office or Parks and Rec is the camera crew is involved.
Mhm.
You see them. You see the
Yeah.
camera crew. You see the director. You see those people. They are actually in danger. They are part of the storyline at times, whereas they didn't do that, as far as I know, in The Office or Parks and Rec.
The Office a little bit towards the end. Pam breaks the fourth wall and talks to one of the camera sound guys.
Mm.
But they're definitely not in danger. They're not really too involved, like you're saying. It is. Well, why are we doing this here?
Yeah, and I just couldn't. Ever since somebody pointed that out, I was just like, "Oh fuck, you ruined that show for the rest of my life." So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but also just because Brooklyn Nine-Nine was sillier. Like I felt like
Yeah.
it was just pure nonsense at times, and that's my sense of humor. So
Yeah, you got that Andy Samberg just
yeah,
Lonely Island in a TV show. Here
Yep.
we go.
Lonely Island was the first thing I learned how to rap, and it's gone crazy from there. So I guess it's my turn for Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
And I've never done this one before. I've done ones like it, but I'm going to get very specific with you. Mount Rushmore of Viking metal bands.
As far as Viking metal, I am only aware of Amon Amarth being specific. Would Deathcloth be considered Viking metal, or is that more?
Are you asking me? Do you want my answer?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
asking. Yes, I'd love your answer because I've got Amon Amarth as the only one that comes to mind at the moment.
So Deathclock is every metal band ever,
Yeah, that's fair.
and they do it sometimes better than that band. There is the better. So I always say that Better Metal Snake from the first Deathclock album is the best Lamb of God song that Lamb of God didn't write.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
So I just have this idea that, like, technically, yes, I would say Deathclock would count if you could name, or we could name, which song it is, which is probably. I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to find it. I can't even, like, does Behemoth count as Viking metal? Or they no, they're black metal, eh?
Wow.
What about Windrose? They're dwarf
Ooh.
metal, but
Yeah, dwarf
that's
metal.
technically Viking because it's
Yeah.
dwarven. Oh geez, Matt's gonna kill me for this. Like, Matt and Ryan are gonna just rake me across the coals, and one of the Davids is gonna Google Viking metal and be like, "I know more than you."
If we're going silly goose themed metal, let's just go with that.
Yeah,
So
let's
we
do
got
that. What's
Monomarth. We got a Monomarth for Viking. We got Ailstorm for Pirate. We
Mhm.
got Windrose for Dwarf. I guess if we're going outside the norm, let's go Electric Callboy for techno metal. That's kind of a out there genre, but I just am here for it. It makes me want to just kind of bob
I love
back and
Electric
forth.
Callboy so much. Like even my kids, there's that one song. The video is them on the zombie island, right? Huracan, and I was playing it in the car, and there's one part where, like, the music stops and he does the joke, and I hear from the back my 5-year-old yell joke. I'm like, yeah, buddy, let's go. It's the only word he knows in this song.
He's here for it. You're ready to go.
Oh,
Hey, does your
They love Electric Callboy, to be honest with you. From what I can let them listen to, yeah.
Right. Does your kids know the difference between the bands, or is it all just, okay, metal is this band? Because my kids still, hey, can we listen to Slipknot? Do you mean actual Slipknot, or do you mean you want to listen to metal?
They're very song specific right now. So my little girl is in love with the new Lady Gaga song.
Okay.
And if I put it on, she'll sing the whole thing to you. She's 3.
Oh,
She's
goodness.
out here singing Abracadabra, Abra Unana, or whatever. Like, she is up there with it. They like Little Big, the new song Tchaikovsky, which is a really funny music video because they took the soccer hooligans, and instead of being about soccer teams, they're about their favorite classical musicians. So it's Tchaikovsky versus Mozart. It's a really funny video, but it's also a hard style techno song with Tchaikovsky overlaid. And I've said it before on this podcast, Tchaikovsky is the heaviest of heavy metal from back in the day, right? Like, he wrote some of the heaviest downbeats and stuff like that when he did his a lot of his stuff. So that's their stuff right now. I don't think they're too into metal because I have been progressing into more goblin metal. Like, I'm getting into deathcore. I put in the Discord the Sugar Water song, which is literally just like from, I keep joking, it's a cockroach's perspective, and I'm a cockroach. Just give me sugar and water all day, or salt and water at the same time. Like, so they're not too into that, but they do enjoy like some of the heavier. They don't ask for it as often as they ask for those dance songs, but
Gotcha. I had to roll on the video that you posted about that very popular song. I've asked the Men in Black, the original, which just got me.
Which one? Sorry again.
The Men in Black.
Yep.
The sugar water.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never seen sugar do that. I've never seen a cow do that.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, no, they're not too into the metal. They like some of the stuff. She finds Slipknot a bit scary because of the masks, but I have several masks in the house that they're not afraid of, so they're kind of into that. But if the song is too heavy, they get scared. Keith is bored.
I'm good, but a little bit.
At least it's not wrestling this time, right, Keith?
Yet.
I could listen to wrestling more than black metal, probably, or Viking metal, because I at least have like a 4-year window where I consumed wrestling, whereas black metal, dark metal, whatever, like, oh, I've heard of like 2 of those bands you mentioned. I think
I think you would like Electric Callboy, to be honest with you.
I've heard of them. I think.
Yeah, I think if you were to get into even the new one, Elevator Operator, or what was the big one that they had?
The Ratata with the baby metal, and then they did.
I don't think I'd introduce Keith to that one. I would go with the do da 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 da.
Oh, that's Rammstein. Yeah, I know those guys.
Yeah. Actually, it almost is. If I'm being honest with you, it is the evolution of Rammstein. Hold on, Rammstein, Ramsten, whatever triggers the Davids.
Yeah. One last thing that stuck out before we probably jump into another game is I'm not sure if this is a question that you know the answer to or if there's a story that goes with it. How many times does Rocco cuss in Boondock Saints?
Oh, more than enough. So there's a drinking game associated. I don't know. And you drink every time Rocco swears.
You would die.
Dead body. The brothers say their prayer. They finish each other's sentences. You end up pretty on the floor by the end of it.
Yeah, I'd
you
imagine.
keep it up. The hour and a half or however long you were listening. It was a lot longer than trying to pay attention. Oh, you're gonna drink again?
Are you doing a sip or a shot?
I think one year I did sips from hard alcohol, and that was way too much. So I haven't played since. Nor have I had proper 12. So
yeah, when the cat gets shot, and is it
dead? I can't believe that just happened.
I can't fucking believe that just happened.
Rocco, where's the cat? I killed him. That was a good end to our relationship.
Oh I was just thinking I should rewatch that movie, but if that's, I don't even remember that scene. I probably blocked it out. I don't want to fucking see that.
No, you don't want it. Well, you don't see it.
Yeah, even still, just
Yeah,
the
the idea is
referencing
there.
of
You
it.
would hate it.
Yeah, yeah, no
It's
thanks.
a 2 minute. You can skip a partial. And
Oh, all right. Well, I think we're ready for, unless there's anything else you wanted to hit on before we did unpaid or underrated.
Now we're hitting the hour and a half mark. I'm having
Right.
too much fun. So yeah,
Well, Ron,
wrangle this in, or we'll go for hours.
you did such a good job explaining the other game. Let's tell your friends and family how we play unpaid or underrated.
well, obviously, unpaid or underrated is the superior of the games that can be played with a similar idea. Unpaid meaning that it sucks to be unpaid. Underrated meaning it's good. More people should be aware of it and know about it than others.
I dig it. That's a perfect explanation in my book. So I'm going to hit you with three or so here. Oh, I'll save a couple good ones for Joey. So I'm going to hit you with push connects, electrical push connects, like a Wago or something.
Oh, the Wagos are
Well, that's a brand, I understand, but some people
yeah. I feel like people have strong opinions about things, and especially if I had the least fun part of being an electrician is people have a lot of opinions about how things should be, and just like opinions and assholes are there, but no one wants to hear about it. Wagos, I'm sure there's upsides, downsides. I haven't seen many on my jobs. I can see the benefit of not undoing a wire nut to test voltage or try to shove a prod up into a wire nut or try to split port. I can just shove a probe into to check voltage.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to not ride two horses with one ass and choose one. I'm going to say underrated in this area.
Nice.
I haven't played with them much, so.
Yeah, I do light electrical at my job. So we do like this, doing a 400 unit complex, and we're replacing a kitchen fixture in every single one of them. Well, we're basically just retrofitting the 4-footer to an LED. So just direct drive. So literally just take the tombstone wires on one side and connect it to the neutral, and the tombstone wires on the other side, and take it to the positive, and good to go. So yeah, we only use push connects pretty much, unless there's 5 wires, and then I'll use a wire nut. But if it's 4 wires or under, it literally takes me like 3 seconds versus, and I'm doing like 30 fixtures a day. So if I had to twist, I mean, I'm sure it's nothing to you, but like my elbow and forearm and wrist don't want to twist 60 wire nuts a day. Like when I can just do pushes.
It's brutal. Yeah. Luckily I have a little bit that I can tuck up into my impact and then test it, make sure it's all good. Of course.
Nice.
But that saves the carpal tunnel or early onset rigor mortis.
All right.
So this is how you feel when you talk about wrestling.
It's good stuff. All right. Unpaid or underrated. If this one fails, I'll just move on to another one. The movie Captain Ron.
I probably should have watched that given that name.
All right. So no, we'll skip that one. This one might fall short too. The early 2000s movie Swim Fan.
Swim Fan. Watched it a few times.
Why did I ask you that?
A high school swimmer all 4 years. Varsity all 4 years. I think it's more because the team wasn't very expansive. It was more of a small town school. And my wife makes fun of me for that movie. I'm going to say overrated just because it was more of a creepy film.
You mean unpaid?
Sorry, unpaid. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah. Who's this? We're not big massnomics over here. We played the game right. All right, it's a good answer. I'm gonna count that as just 2 because Captain Ron didn't count. So my last one. So this is something your wife told us. This is what she calls it. So explain to people what this is, I guess, if you remember. So breaking the Geneva Convention is something that she says that breaking the Geneva Convention is. She says that's when you rip one under the sheets, and then when she gets into bed, it hits her in the face, kind of, sort of.
You can't always control when you're farting when you're sleeping, and like I previously mentioned, I wake up early. I wake up around 4 o'clock, so I go to bed around 9 at the latest. I try, and so I go to bed significantly earlier, so that's plenty of time for me to fumigate the bed before she uncovers and lets the noxious cloud.
Oof. Yeah,
I just
no
love-
chemical warfare is the joke there.
I just love how she put it under Geneva
Get
Convention.
released.
Yeah.
But I can always blame her cooking, right?
There you
I'm sure that goes well.
go.
Usually wake up to,
yeah.
oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not my fault. It's yours. I'm sure that goes well every time.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. Unpaid or underrated, Hugh Jackman. There's a cat. There's a cat.
Kitty.
Same cat. He's just doing cat things. You want out, buddy? Let's do something. He doesn't. Hugh Jackman. I feel like he was the hot potato back in the day. And less so now, especially with trying to do the money grab with
Oh no, he froze. Like right at the end. Oh, he's back?
Rolly of him, but he's got a wide range all the way to. Oh,
No,
Am I
it's,
back?
okay. It's
Here
okay.
we
You're
go?
back now. Yep. Kinda.
okay. So,
The cat took the Wi-Fi.
given his range,
Yeah, sure did.
the cat fi. All right, we're doing better now.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to say underrated, just with his range with really knows and being able to sing like that. And was he classically trained for singing and dancing and other things that he's done? Okay.
I mean, he'll always be
Underrated
he'll always be Wolverine to us. Like our
Yeah,
generation.
in our heart.
It doesn't matter who else plays him.
Yeah.
He's always going to be Wolverine to us, and he'll keep making appearances. They'll do an Old Man Logan at some point, right? Like, you've read that, right?
Now they're gonna do it
Yeah.
older.
Yeah. So, like, he's always going to be Wolverine in some sort. So, I agree. Unpaid or underrated Metallica?
I'm going to say unpaid. I just can't get behind him. It all sounds the same to me. With that thing. I don't get it.
Yeah, I read Ian Christie's book, The History of Metal, and it was essentially a jack-off session to Metallica. And so, like, the first maybe 2 chapters talked about the new wave of British metal, about how, like, essentially it started over there. Like, it went from punk to metal and then metal started in Britain. And then it was just like, and then Metallica made it the best. And then the rest of the book was about Metallica. And as much as I love aspects of Metallica because I grew up with them, you know, like Today's Sad But True came on, and I was like, this song is about his alcoholism, and he doesn't even remember writing it. Like, that's a dope thing that, like, you know, they did. But yeah, I like Metallica. If it comes on, I'm excited, but I rarely seek out Metallica. So I will agree with you on that one.
I'll turn the radio straight off if Metallica comes
It's
on.
that bad?
Just like, I'm done. I don't know. Okay, something else.
What about Motorhead?
Motorhead's fine. Yeah,
Motorhead's
that doesn't come up
fine.
as.
Yeah. Oh, somebody fan me.
Swim fan him.
Unpaid or underrated, and you owe us a story. Duck Goose.
So, the history of this. How squeamish are you guys? Let me see if I can't send you the picture.
I don't want to see it
Yeah,
tonight.
send it to Keith.
Yeah, no, send it.
Send it to Hannah.
Hannah, big Hannah.
Yeah,
I
send
do-
it.
I-
I'll
I do
get you her
post that to her every now and
Instagram.
Oh, yeah, fuck her. You should send her a vulgar picture like that. All right, yeah, give people the story.
All right, so senior year of high school, good time to play Dr. Bruce. I thought it would be an easy A elective to take a yoga class. It must have been near spring break, of course, sometime just right before. Teacher was like, "Oh, okay, we'll just go in the mat room, do some stretching, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to play Duck, Duck, Goose. Okay, cool." So I get picked as the tagger, and running around, and Duck, 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 Goose, tactic guy, running around the circle, go for a dive, and land to get in the spot I won. I got there. I was like, oh, my toe feels funny.
I think I
Lift my leg up to my foot up onto my other knee and realize my toe is dangling off.
I can't listen.
Ah,
Bones exposed, and it's just kind of there. Technically, it was a dislocation, but there I am laying, bone exposed. Hey, Rainey, teacher's name. I think I need to go to the hospital. And then everybody scrams, leaves, and I'm just laying there like, oh shit, I'm definitely in shock because I don't feel any pain, and left alone. These are not good things to do, from what my like, first aid training tells me. But teacher runs off, grabs two bigger coach history teachers, of course. Yeah, carries me down the stairs and takes me off to the hospital. And yeah, technically it was a dislocation. And 2-3 weeks later, I was able to walk again. Took me a year to be able to bend my big toe. But yeah, that's a common thing, and the reason why kids have to wear socks in the mat room in Lebanon High School. So,
well, what's very important is that you can wiggle your big toe again for all of the evolutionary advantages that offers us.
well, I mean, you got to pick things up off the ground without.
How else do you pick up socks that you don't want to pick up? Yep.
Got to be a reason Mofo likes him so much.
Oh, here we go. Well, I think you passed. I think you passed unpaid and underrated.
I had to like turn my headphones off there for a second. I was worried that was going to go a lot grosser. Still pretty gross.
No, wait till you get the pictures.
It's on its way.
Don't fucking. I'm logging
It's okay.
out unpaid and underrated IG.
Yeah, Keith here, by the way. Just send it to me. Oh, yeah, Keith here, by the way, is never getting old, by the way. It's apparently some politician said,
Jeff put. Yep.
Some politician was in Canada and they were like, oh, so-and-so here, by the way. And Morgan was like, ha ha. And I was like, you know what? Yes, that is from us. He stole that from us. The fact that
Jeff screenshotted it and actually posted it. For
yeah. He's like, oh, this whole thing.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, speaking of this whole thing, they probably didn't talk about it when I had bad Wi-Fi, but Tanner alluded to possibly doing so. Because his bench video today, it was like he said like 15 weeks out or 18 weeks out or something, whatever it is. I'm sure Big Math will tell you that's when the meet is. So I'm curious if that's his way of, secretly being like, yeah, I'm going to do a bench only or something. So
in case something comes up.
Yeah, in case something comes up.
Yeah.
I think David just posted there was a couple open spots. So hopefully crew jump on that for the Lift Hard this summer. All
right. I think this is now the portion of the podcast we handed to you. Do you have anything that you want to ask, bother, or poke us with?
Just not your dislocated toe.
Well, that's old news now. So we got the sister podcast, whichever way you want to run that. Something we unpaid, underrated. Got the cousin podcast with the OK podcast.
Okay.
And Huck Finn and his podcasts. About
where does he land on our kind of family tree?
I assumed you guys said cousin at one point. I thought that's what we brought up.
I think that's where, does he know that though? Like, I'm sure he would tell us.
I don't think he knows I have a podcast.
Yeah, I don't think he knows we exist.
Multiple times. No.
Okay.
Because I'm just a home gym nerd that makes memes to him.
Yeah, fucking nerd.
No, happens the best of us. Where does the Conspiracy Randy podcast in this family tree? Is that just a weird drunk uncle, or where are we at with that?
Stoned uncle, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Keith answer that one. I actually don't.
I think I've tried to listen to it like once, and it wasn't my cup of tea. I think Tyler and him just literally go into the garage and smoke a bunch of weed and then just shoot the shit. Like I don't know. I'm good. No thanks.
Okay, so it's the black sheep of the family.
Black sheep, obviously. No. I thought weird cousin, but we already talked about cousin. The weird uncle. Gotcha. I guess this could go for either one of you. FMK on pull-ups, push-ups, and dips. The famous classic bodyweight exercises.
I say I'd marry a push-up because I can do those pretty easy. And oh man, I used to be able to do pull-ups when I was about 50 pounds lighter. I haven't done a pull-up in a long time. So, and I'd have to use bands, but then we'd have to debate on if I had one foot in the band, if it was easier or harder than 2 feet. So I guess we'll kill it just to avoid that fucking conversation. And I could still do a dip if I don't know. I don't know if I could do a dip. So maybe, but I guess I'll fuck a dip. I'll marry push-ups and kill pull-ups just to not have that band debate.
The weird thing is I don't do any of them except when I get a chance, and then I love doing them. And it's really one of those like a pull-up bar. Well, I'm gonna fuck around on that. Same with like, a dip bar. Oh, I'm gonna fuck around on that for a few minutes just to see how many I can do. But I don't have any of those set up at any point in the gym. I don't have a way to do any of them. So I would probably marry pull-ups because I love my lats. Fuck dips because I like a good tricep exercise. And I guess that would be kill push-ups because like who cares? Honestly, it's like how many push-ups can you do? It's as many as I want. I don't want to. Like 0 is as many as I want. They're just uncomfortable. They're annoying. Sometimes, like if I'm at work and I'm just feeling like I need to, what's the phrase? Like blood up. Like I just need to like get my heart rate going. I'll do a couple, but like it's just because it's all I can do there. So
blood up is the first time I've ever heard that, and that
I don't know.
It makes sense, but I don't know.
Like my brain was like, that's not the word, Joey.
No,
but, like, do it anyway. Say it anyway.
Quick pump? I don't know.
Yeah, like get a quick pump, right? Yeah, blood up. Yeah, your blood
up. You mentioned previous episodes that you're offended about chili having beans. So what should a chili have? You were talking about chili hot dogs.
Oh, well, hot dog chili. Yeah, those two different things. Like a bowl of chili that you're going to just eat as a meal, 100% has to have beans. Chili that's going to go on a hot dog is essentially quote unquote meat sauce, if you will. That's what like people in New York call it meat sauce, but it's kind of weird to me. It's just, I don't know. It's like tomato paste and like ground beef and probably tomatoes even.
It sounds like a meat salsa.
But that's chili. I don't know. Go to West Virginia or anywhere in the. It's such a regional thing too. Like I don't know, when like you grew up with something like that is your life, and then when you move away, it's still like all your memories of this is what that food is, and 20 years of new memories doesn't erase that. So I don't know.
Well, I was just curious if that was a key thing or if that was an East Coast.
No. That is like ask Tyler Thompson. He grew up in West Virginia or thereabouts. So or Travis and Stu, like they're Stewart, like they're all West Virginia boys.
And I'm going to agree with Keith. I think on a chili dog, you don't need beans.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Fair enough.
I mean, I wouldn't
hold
eat
on.
it, I guess.
Beans and Franks are definitely a great meal. If you need like heavy protein.
Beans above the Frank.
Yeah, that is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying sometimes I'll just, if I'm feeling particularly like I need bachelor chow, I will just cook up some beans and throw in some hot dogs or sausages. Like that's just beans and Franks to me. And you're just eating it like it's a chili. But I don't think I would put beans or chili con carne on a hot dog. I don't think I would do that. Good question.
I guess I've only ever seen it with beans necessarily. They're just laughing.
I think it is so regional, like that. I think I was in Ohio, the great state of Ohio, having and I ordered a hot dog, and as like a fucking like a 7 or 8 year old, and I remember being like, "What the fuck is this? Why is there beans in the chili?" Like being just so confused, and then like not knowing as a child that like food is regional, and probably not even realizing right now that like I even had that memory until this was brought up. But I do remember, yeah, that was definitely a thing.
Unpaid and underrated. Bring it up. Trauma. That's what we do. It's almost once an episode I get to say that now.
Well, that's how you know you're doing the real deep dives, huh?
Yep.
I try.
Well, wonderful. Joey, what about kid cartoons that you're watching with the young that you also...
Bluey. Absolutely. Oh, Big Bluey. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I missed that for that stage. My kid's 11 now, so if you
I still
into
think they
that.
would. I still think you would get a kick out of Bluey because it's like it's made for kids, but everything is directed to parents. Everything in that show is directed towards like, here is your kid's point of view that you should be looking at. So while like the kids are the focus, the parents, as a parent, you're watching it going, I should be more cognizant of my children doing that. And
always a good reminder.
it's almost mind blowing. And again, like there is a running gag, but like I've cried twice watching that show. Just like there's like this one episode. It's when the youngest kid finally gets comfortable sleeping on her own. And they do this like dream sequence, and the parents are like kind of there and not there and all that. But the whole time you're watching it and you're like, I miss my kids wanting to be next to me. As much as I know they have to grow and be independent, I miss this. And it's that like, while the kids are dealing with it, you're dealing with it. Right. And that episode, and there's one called The Creek is Beautiful where Bandit, which is the dad, takes the kids to where he used to play as a kid. And at first the kids are just like, this is the stupidest thing ever, blah, blah, blah. But then they learn to love it. And you can just watch the dad like be so happy that he gets to share his childhood memories with the kids. And like as a dad, that my kids are in my childhood house and I'm showing them, this is the backyard I grew up in. This is the basement I grew up in. This is the field in the back that I used to go play in. And at first they're just like, this is stupid. But then they're like, oh, look at this tree. Look at that. And you're like, it does hit you hard. So Bluey is easily that one, but it's such a stereotypical answer. Yeah.
Hey man, I'll accept it. It's an honest answer and it's heartfelt.
If I could get my kids into Samurai Jack, I would, but it's a bit too violent.
It's a bit much, and I've watched the first 2 episodes with my kid of Samurai Jack, and she just, all right, I promise you got to get through the first episode, and it gets really exciting and awesome.
It does not. There's entire episodes with no dialogue. And I remember watching it one day and my mom walked in and she's like, the hell are you watching? And I was like, I don't know how to explain this to you.
We're in too deep. It's fine.
Yeah. And the guy that voices Aku was also one of the voices in the original Airbender series.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he was Uncle. God damn it. My wife would know.
It's a weird name.
But it's funny because every time, and I can hear his voice in everything he's ever been in because of Aku, right? Because of the samurai, and you're just like, I know that guy, I know who that is, and it's the uncle, and it's this, and it's that. So, yeah, definitely why I would put that up there if I could, but I feel like my son would go crazy watching
that. Well, if you're interested in Sunai educational and cameos from famous actor Jack Black, random sorts, the Storybots on Netflix.
Yes, we have been watching
that. Good go-to.
Yes, it's one of those. My wife. I'm very good at recognizing voices. It's a weird, like not a great talent that nobody would pay me for, but I'm very good at it. And I remember watching Storybots, and I was going, "What the fuck is that? Is that?" Like, let's use Jack Black, but I actually think it was one of the ladies. God, she used to host a show, and I was like, I know who that is, and I had to Google it, and then I was like, oh my God, all the people in this show are like huge celebrities. And Morgan's like, she's like, yeah, I don't know how they did that. And I was, this is huge. Because like, do you know who any of these people are? She's like, no, I don't recognize any of them. And my kids don't know either. But yeah, Storybots, yeah, it definitely is one of them. My kids really loved Mr. Rogers as a kid because I did.
Mm-hmm.
I have this motto that if Mr. Rogers wouldn't like you, you're probably not a good person. We don't get political here, but at the same time, yeah, like Mr. Rogers was like the top tier human of of our time,
Mhm.
and I really tried to get them into that. They were into it, and they still sometimes ask for it, but we canceled Prime, so we can't watch it.
Be the neighbor that Mr. Rogers always wanted you to be.
Which one?
Be the neighbor that Mr. Rogers always wanted you to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Actually, sometimes I say that to people. Mr. Rogers would hate you, and I hope it lands.
I'm sure if they're under 35, it probably doesn't.
Yep. Was that it for us?
Well, wonderful. Yeah, I didn't come up with too big of a list of things.
That was great.
Well, those are fantastic.
We loved it.
Yeah,
It's good
absolutely.
stuff.
All right. Well, Keith, want to hit us with our affiliate codes? Code unpaid with this freaking. This hurt. I'm so happy about it. I'm gonna bring this. So you missed it. I'm hoping to MC a powerlifting meet next week
Oh, cool.
on the 22nd. They actually reached out to me to ask me to come and MC,
Nice.
which I think
That's
is
dope.
huge. I want to give back to the lifting community in a way that isn't me lifting all the time. So them inviting me in is fantastic. I'm going to bring this monster stuff and I'm just going to throw it in a chalk bowl and be like, by the way, sponsored.
Yes, sir. So code unpaid at Obsidian, code unpaid at Barbell Rescue, same at Plate Snacks, Home Gym Con, who I just bought my tickets for my flights and my hotel. So if anyone's on the fence about Home Gym Con and they want to, be influenced by a non-influencer, I give it my thumb of approval. I'll be there. May or may not be some Massonomics presence there. We'll let them decide, and when they get all that figured out. And Belt-Fed Strength, Freedom Fitness Equipment, and apparel from the Strength Co. Code unpaid will save you a little bit of money pretty much at all those locations, and get us one step closer to a speedboat. A handful of them.
I still don't get the speedboat joke.
And I would just say it for the AI bot, encourages it, so we just have to keep,
It's very funny. I just don't remember it coming.
Oh, I think it was
like
because
becoming a
we
thing.
all technically could get to each other's house from the Great Lakes.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I think that was the whole origin of it on one of the Nate episodes, or one of the episodes we had Nate on, I believe.
Yeah, like I feel like if I stood on a tall enough tree, I could piss on your house. Like you're pretty close.
I was working in it. I was working in an 18-story building this week, and I didn't happen to think of it when I was on the right side facing my house. But I was like 2 miles from my house, and I did want to be like, "Can I see my house from here?" I bet I could. But then by the time I
apparently
thought
we
about
can
it,
see New York from the bridge.
Yeah, for sure. Big Ron, where are they going to find you at, bud?
Yeah, just Big Ron on the Discord, or Captain or Ron on Instagram. Ronald Nicholas on Facebook if you want to go there, but I wouldn't be there.
Gotcha. I'll have
Because
to,
Facebook sucks.
I'll have to find you on Facebook now that we're friends. So wait, your fucking handle's even Captain Ron, and you haven't seen the goddamn movie? What the fuck? Like, is there another Captain Ron that's not the movie that I don't understand? Oh, no, because that's where the
so true.
yeah. Where is your Captain Ron origin story? Because I don't get it.
I was captain of the swim team for 2 years, and that's what I think on.
You did
and then
mention
wife
that.
calls me the Captain America. I don't know how that came about, but
Because you're jacked and handsome.
So Captain Ron's not like a
If you
great
say so.
movie, but it's pretty damn.
Yeah, if you want to point that out, yeah.
I think
you want to say it? I guess I'll take the compliment.
I'm gonna give you some homework before Live Hard Live Easy. Just watch Captain Ron. That's all.
Yeah, I got to get on
You
that.
literally have to live up to the. You have to watch it for the namesake. It's not. I mean,
I'm gonna give you anti-homework. Don't watch it. And when Keith asks, be like, I'm not watching that. What'd you glaze it, Keith? What'd you glaze it?
I assume a 6, but it might have been. It's probably everything. Like I can just say a 6, and it's like a 90.
So they're not worth it level, huh?
Yeah.
No, 6 is okay.
Waste of my time, he says.
No, that's a 5 and below. I gotta look that up. Actually, I bet I might have given it a 7.
You can find me at Joey_Malesko MLECZKO on Instagram. That's the best place to reach me. You can try and find me on Facebook, but I post like once a week, and I rarely ever do anything on Facebook. Don't forget to take your creatine and drink your water. That's about all.
Creatine.
What's that?
The creatinine.
Your creatinine. Yeah, that's true.
So we got the Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, website, unpaidinternpodcast.com. Go follow us on the YouTube. And I'm Keith Honeycutt73 on Instagram. And you go follow my Orange Gem, then a Wine Cellar. We'll see you next Tuesday.
I'm not going to stop recording right now,
Yeah, no, I like that idea. 'Cause we
just in
definitely-
case we also get more gold for an outro or intro.
That would be good.
But
Especially
how,
if there's-
what? I have never really explained this. The DILF Dungeon was a joke I came up with. And she made a series of like a Barbie logo and Dungeons and Dragons logo and one based on a Canadian TV show called Body Break. But for my banner, she created something completely new. And what she did was she took hands that are like this and she put calluses on them because I like to deadlift so much. And she's like, oh, this is like, it'll be fun because it's like my style of how I draw hands on your thing, but it looks like a Tool album.
for
And
hands on your thing, huh?
I'm a huge Tool fan, have been for decades. And I opened it and I was like, this looks like the cover of that Hidden album, Salival. I don't know if you are a Tool fan, so if you know about Salival, because that was the front of their thing, was the hands like this. And I was like, but you did it in a way that's like, again, deadlifter. And I was like, this is so incredible. And she was like, I'm going to pretend that was on purpose because you're so
The layers.
impressed. Yeah. But she's like, ultimately, that was not my intention. So, you know, she also created our crew logo, right, with the NWO thing with the Lift Hard, Live Easy under it. So,
I thought we were pretty PG-13, I think.
no, you said
No,
cunt.
I know. Other than that, and, well,
And-
did I
You didn't just say it like
caught myself one?
you like you. We said don't swear so much, and you were like cunt. Like,
I wasn't
you-
there for that. I was not there for the swearing part. My computer took a shit. So.
No, nobody said not
It
to
never-
swear.
No.
You
It just hasn't started. I'm surprised myself because I'm in
Me too.
construction to swear like a sailor.
Yep. I'm surprised it didn't just come more naturally until Keith came in.
Well, I called myself like, because it was
Hey,
we were talking about
cunts,
because I made a it was supposed to be the Boys reference because I butchered Butcher and he's the main character on the Boys and he says cunt all the time. So
Oh, we can't.
That's the
only
we
reason
can't
I said-
track that
that's the only reason I said cunt.
because you said the word
God.
butcher, you said cunt, and you think we're gonna
Yeah.
get that.
Well, no, I didn't. It made sense in my head. It wasn't necessarily intended to be. That's how my
I
brain
can
works.
I can appreciate that.
I make these obscure leaps and say, "Hey, that's funny."
No, if I watched that, I would have been rolling. That's a great reference, and I can appreciate it.
It's a
Oddball.
that's actually a
As
really
I
good
shoot a
show.
lot of shots. I shoot a lot of shots of quoting things and random jokes that don't land, and then oftentimes I'm led with the big Keith moment of "Oh fuck you guys, eat my ass," and then just okay, fuck you, I'm funny.
There is a certain amount of Super Troopers jokes I will make per day,
Mhm.
and they never land.
Oh.
And
That's travesty.
And I'm sure he'll say, "Oh, that's shitty bit rate. I need better quality." Blah blah blah.
that was a really good Nate impression.
I hope you heard that, Nate.
Blur, blur, blur. You'd be surprised at how often Nate says blur, 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 to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm
He
sure I
definitely
would.
complains about the quality of every picture I've ever sent him in the entire fucking tenure of our relationship. So
Big Nate here, by the way. Blur, blur, blur.
Honk, honk.